What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. Want to talk about this Shannon Sharpe, Jim Jones argument. Now, Jim Jones has been going on several podcasts, including Fat Joe's podcast, and he's been questioned about saying that he's more influential than Nas. And let's just say this: I would not want to look at some of our youth and claim to have the influence over what we see today. You know what I'm saying? So you can have a massive influence over something and it not be positive. And I think he's thinking inside of a very small box. At their age, you shouldn't your influence should be more positive than negative. They call him the oldest YN. I think Charlemagne called him that, but that's more like picking at you. They're laughing at you, not with you. And so we're gonna get into what him and Shannon said to each other, and I'm gonna react to it. Let's peep it.
Life right now. You know what I mean? The more I bless people, the more I get blessed. And it's just a testament of hard work and being resilient and being real with yourself. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you a question, Jim?
hmm
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made it. I know I made a little boo boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he
Well, you
started.
said that
But
bullshit.
listen. Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit run, but Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like he
Ain't
never
no
had
shame
that.
in that. There
He
a lot
never
of more
had.
folks
He
came up
never had
second to
that
Tom
type of.
Brady.
He never had that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you. I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit. And we used to see him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue and shit like that. So I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly and shit like that. Like I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm being honest. You ask me. I'm being a fan. I'm telling you from the movie Belly was fire, but after that he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes. Let's not. You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys. You heard?
Hey,
Yo,
Jim.
and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm a changed man. Stephen Law, can you dig?
Nah, look, I'm put it to you like this here, Jim. Hey, bro, you been at this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah, but
Y'all
look
ain't
how you
effing with Nas.
dress. Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. And the
But
things that we listen to
I
me.
can be in the church house. You can't F with Nas
The things
lyrically.
that we the
I don't know
things
who
that
told you that. Now look, I know you
the
on that
things
good
that we
stuff,
listen
but
to
you
and the
not
things that
seeing
you listen
Nas.
to. Bro,
You
it's a
not
bunch of
seeing Nas,
you got
bro.
a bunch of
Let's be
40 and
real.
50 you got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better
It
than
don't
Nas.
matter.
Look at you.
Ain't
Look at
ain't
you. And
nobody listen. Ain't
all in your
nobody from
feelings.
Dipset gonna take
Shannon,
you over Nas.
that
Nobody
shirt
from the
too
diplomats but you.
that
Hey,
shirt
I
too
got a
tight.
question. Hold
You
on,
Shannon,
Jimmy.
can't
Hold
F with
on.
Nas.
that shirt too
Let's
Hold
be
on.
tight.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold
real.
on. Hold on.
That
Jimmy.
shirt's
Jimmy.
too
Jimmy.
tight. You want to go
Hold
back to
on.
I really mean it? I really mean it started. We could go back
No,
to
but I'm
the
just
history,
saying,
bro.
for you to even
Don't do
say
that,
that,
bro. Don't do that, bro. That
Hold
shirt
on.
too
Hold
you
on.
tight
said
for you to
it.
be sticking
I,
up for
I
Nas.
got I got a question. I
Let
got a
Nas stick
question.
up for himself and meet me in a booth or something if we want to do something historical.
He
Other than that, we
he
don't got
don't
to
Nas
talk
say he
about
don't
it.
do that no more. Nas say he
Right
don't do
there,
that.
because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. You heard he's a very smart
Hey,
businessman. He
I
caught
got
a
I got
couple
I
business
have.
licks. I can sing more Nas records than you right now. So
Yeah.
you are capping. You are capping. That's what you're
First
doing.
of all, bro,
You are
I'm about to be
capping. I'm
50.
a bigger Nas fan than you are. You are
Bro,
capping.
first of
And
all,
I
first of
still can
all,
tell you
I'm
he can't rap
57.
better than me
I
right
don't be
now.
singing no rap. I don't be
Hey,
singing no rap.
You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He don't even know
hey.
about rap. He just doing this for the views to get Jim Jones on there to get him hot. I understand. But you don't
Get
know
him
no
hot.
Nas lyrics. You don't know Nas
You better
lyrics.
check the
You don't
podcast
know
space.
no
Hey,
Nas lyrics.
Now you better
Sing
check.
16.
Hey, this
Sing
the
a
biggest
Nas record.
podcast you ever been
Name
on.
one Nas record.
hey,
This
Yo,
wait,
the
sing
wait.
one
biggest
Nas
podcast you
song.
ever been on.
Hold
Do
on.
you
Name
Hey,
know?
a
yo.
Do you know
podcast
a
you been
Nas
on
fan
bigger than
Hey.
is?
this one.
I'm
Hold
not a
on. We off
I'm not
topic.
a
Hold on. Hold.
podcaster.
No,
Jimmy,
no, no,
hold on.
no.
This
Hold
is
on.
what
Hold
I
on.
this is what I
Hold on.
do.
Ocho.
You see
Name a
you see in your
podcast you been
feelings?
on
You see
bigger
in
than
your
this one.
feelings? You see
When
in your
you get
feelings?
big, you get invited to Club Shay Shay.
This is what I
Hey,
do.
Nas get invited to
You a
Club
part
Shay Shay.
you a podcast. I don't
Jadakiss
give a
get
fuck
invited to
about
Club
no
Shay
club
Shay.
Shay
You
hey,
Shay.
not on that
yo.
level yet, bro.
Bro,
We
Slow it
Club
off. We
Shay
down.
off.
Shay is for
Temper.
little young white girls. Chill
Hello.
out.
We
Chill
off
out. Don't play
topic.
with me, bro. Chill
We
out.
off topic.
You dealing with the wrong one, bro.
Right here, bro.
I
You heard
don't
me?
care nothing about nothing that shit you got to say, bro. You might as well take me off this shit,
Hello.
bro.
We here. You can't out
Leave me
talk me.
alone, bro.
You might can out
Don't
rap me, but you
don't
can't out
nobody
talk me.
don't nobody want to go to Club Shay Shay. Nobody want to buy no VIP tickets to that shit. Nobody rushing to go to that shit.
Biggest
You ain't got
podcast
nothing
you ever
lit
been
in
on.
Club Shay Shay. You
Hey,
do
If you
got a good
fortunate, you get
podcast.
an invite.
You do got
ain't
a good
nobody listening to
podcast.
me.
The podcast is tremendous. You and Ocho do your thing. But don't get it twisted, bro. I don't care
Hey,
nothing about no fucking
we su-
podcast,
hey,
bro.
we supposed to listen, we supposed to be talking about music and love and
He
embracing one another and culture and
Nah,
having
we ain't gonna let
fun.
it come out here and disrespect Nas and Jada. That ain't gonna happen on here.
Yeah, man. So that's what Jim Jones had to say, and I know he probably still feels some sort of way about that infamous radio interview back in 2002 when Nas called out everybody. Really, just Cameron and them, right? He wasn't really talking to Jim, but he shouldn't have did that. And so Dipset should have responded, even though I was Team Nas all day, even during the Jay-Z thing and all that. But I don't even care or listen to it no more. But back then, I was entrenched in it, and um, and so I understand that he might still harbor some feelings. He's very emotional, and you could see that with Cam. He still harbors old feelings with Cam, and Cam and Nas are good, and I don't know if Shannon was right when he was saying Jada because it was Styles P who he also said he was better than. So Jim seems like he's messing around in the algorithm. He stepped out there and said he outsold him, which is crazy. You don't want to go check no Billboard stuff as far as that goes. And so I, I just want Jim Jones, to grow up as a man. I mean, if you saying you got influence on these drill rappers and stuff based off of how you present yourself, that's not really anything to be happy about. Um, Murder music, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't take you shouldn't get any gratification out of that if that's your legacy, right? Um and all the rappers to some degree that we're talking about, even Jay, Nas, and all them, have played a part in it. Um, at this point, though, like at 50 something, they calling you the oldest YN. That's one of those things where they're laughing at you, not with you. Especially when somebody like Charlemagne asks you about that in your interview, they're laughing at you. And so, and I seen a few years ago in some kind of interview, you said that you had sent him a track with an open verse. So you wanted him on a song, and he's not influential. Now Nas doesn't say anything back, and I know a lot of people sometimes they may try to. You even see on lists and stuff, people will diss Nas, thinking it gives them some favor with Jay-Z. Um, which is crazy because they are okay with each other. I've seen be in one of Nas documentaries. I saw Nas at Jay's movie release for his Western. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually closer to each other than the people that try to come between them or say things to feel like they're going to get closer to Jay doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say they've matured past it. Even though you still see it online every day, them two, they can call each other, but the people that's arguing for them can't even call them. So Jim, for me, and my advice to you, would be instead of fighting old middle-aged men at the airport and stuff like that, looking like a YN out here, you and Cam need to kind of fix whatever y'all have. Like, let your egos go to the side and just, you ain't got to be friends, but acting like it's a problem that can get physical when y'all see each other, that's just, it's corny for anybody from that generation to see each other and be throwing hands at this point over a bunch of nothing, in my opinion. That's what you need to be focused on. Nas will not reply, just like he didn't reply to Young Noble. He's not gonna reply to really too many people at this point. Trying to get a Nas response is just as hard as trying to get a J response for something like this. you're not gonna get a response on either one of them for something like this. So, and if you do, it'll be subtle. It'll be buried in some kind of bar somewhere where it's not as direct, and you won't get the light uh, on it from your name. You know, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.
It's B spins on the track.